Hello YouTubers, Troz here, back playing some more Factorio, and we're starting off, maybe I've had another 20 minutes of playtime since the last video. If I actually didn't make it clear, I don't think I actually did, the time lapse lasted about 50 minutes of real time. I sped it up 5 times, and well, here we are. I've expanded and cleared out a little bit of the south and actually put some defenses up here to protect any attacks along the coast. I was going to clear out a few more, but I got kind of hung up. One, because running out of turrets and laser turrets and walls, actually. I think we're actually out of walls now. We had stone coming in from the side here, and we ran out of it. As you can see, we're now completely out. There was actually 4 mining drills here. This was the last one. But it cleared the area out. With the laser turrets, the problem is iron. We're using it faster than we're producing it. So, I think we need to solve that before we do anything. Well, not before we do anything else, but that's our next priority. For the stone, basically, here's where we're getting the coal that we're using to make, I think it's plastic, and there was a stone patch right next to it, so I put in a conveyor belt all the way back up to here. As you can see, that is doing well. I actually have 6 drills down there, I think. And you can see we're now producing the stone bricks we need, and they're actually backing up again, which is good. The bricks were getting all used to make the furnaces, but now we have spare bricks, so we can make walls, and let's just do that. We want to make the walls as fast as we can, so we need a fast arm. Yeah, so basically I had put a few of these outposts, and it took quite a while because we ran out of walls and we ran out of laser turrets. Here comes that coal for the plastic. But as you can see, we only have a few laser turrets, and that's because the iron doesn't get through that often because we're trying to make circuits. Well, we don't need the iron to get through, but we need the circuits. Now, we could borrow circuits from other places, but that would basically make the problem worse. Because then even less iron would get down here. Things do attack occasionally, but really, we need to reduce this plume of pollution, and well, a good way to do it is to stop burning coal. Now, we already have the steam engines turned off overnight. As you can see, they haven't run quite a bit, and we are taking less than a day to recharge, because this is the solar production. You see that goes up quite a bit, but then at some point it drops, and that point that it drops is once all the accumulators are full. And you see we have, I'm going to guess, close to 4 gigajoules capacity. We're currently consuming, 34 megawatts. Megawatts, gigajoules. You can actually divide it out and figure out how long that will last. I'm not sure what we go up to during the day, but if this level is like 34, it's got to be close to 60. Now, if we put in more solar panel arrays, that would have this go up higher, so it wouldn't be as long. but basically the extra area here has to match the area under there, because that's basically charging and this is discharging. Let's get rid of that. So how do we reduce our dependence on coal? Well, I mentioned it 2 episodes ago. We need to set up electric furnaces. Now, they're still going to produce pollution, but it's going to be a lot less pollution than the coal furnaces. So basically, here is my little test setup. Not test setup, but this is what I want to use as a blueprint. We will have the smeltable material going down the left and right sides. The smelters will smelt them and put it in the center where we have a fast track so things don't get backed up. And we're putting stuff on from both sides so that we have an even load on the belt. We're coming up. Oh, we can rotate it. It's going north. I'm basically planning or hoping to put unloading railroad stations over here, and then we just have belts coming over and then up. And I use the robots to clear out this area. You can see we put in a few of the roboports so that they could clear out the few scattered trees that were here. So I'm going to say this will be for iron. Well, actually, we'll do a blueprint. What happened there? I think I exited out instead of Ashley. There we go. Grab. So we actually want like 3 of these. I'm going to leave a small gap. One will be for copper, one will be for iron, and we'll need a different setup for steel, because I want to make it in kind of one step. So let's put that down. What don't we need? We don't need mining drills at the moment. Here comes our robots. And again, now we can't keep up with the walls again, but this should be... Yeah, that's nearing capacity. I'll do another 3. 3 really isn't a great... I should have done 4, but I didn't have... I only grabbed 6 at the time. That's alright. Basically, the power poles overlap a bit. For steel, this will be the iron coming in. Oop, not want that. Steel's a bit different because you have to basically smelt and then smelt the result of that. With 5 copper plates. Now, if I believe this is correct, that takes 3.5 seconds. That takes 17.5 seconds. So it works out that these can actually make 5 plates in the time that 1 steel bar is made. So you can just hook them up like that and there'll be no waste. Don't have any fast belts on me. Might as well use them as well. It should be just down here. I'll go off and produce some more fast belts. And we'll go off and finish this setup. The only problem with this setup is, because we're only going from one side, at some point we'll need the little mechanism to switch sides, but I've set that up a few times. It's not that hard. So the further down it's putting on the outside, but we'll have to, in the middle, switch it to the inside so there's more room on the outside to put more down. And we just need some power poles. Oh well. And we'll make a blueprint of this as well. Now, there is something I should mention. Let's mark that like that, so you'll be the steel. So I'll do the same thing. I'll have iron in the center. So I'm going to plop down a few copies of this. 2, 3, 4, 5. That'll be a good start. Need more should be constructing construction robots, although it is slow. 186. So I was saying, there's something I should mention, and that's there should be a new version coming out soon, and I know there's some changes, like there's no more smart chests, and they've changed how trains work a bit. If you did not realize it, the grid here is actually not square. Because of perspective, it's slightly wider than it is long, and that affects the train. So if you have a train station that's east-west, you can get 6 inserters around it. 6 below the train and 6 above the train. But if it's north-south, you can only fit 5. And that affects the rate you can load and unload items. So they're actually fixing that in this next version. There was some complaints on the forums and stuff, and they reacted, and basically they're going to do a little bit of trickery in that with perspective and stuff, so that you won't notice it, or you shouldn't notice it, but the train will actually slightly grow and shrink. But you'll have 6 slots vertically and horizontally. But that may affect this game, with a new version coming out. So I have backed up this version of the game. It's 13. Well, it's the last version of 13. 13? I think it's there. Well, or is it 13 that they're working on right now? Whatever. It's the initial Steam version. What's getting attacked? Up here. Okay, that's expected. Alright. Where do we want to go? We want to build a few more things, actually, before we set up this train station. Now, I'm not sure how much, if that's too much, not enough. We'll build the train station down here, pipe conveyor things in, see how they go. We need the actual train stations, and we need their signals. But what we really need to do, which I actually meant to do a little bit earlier in this episode, but oh well, Stick you here. And you here. And we'll put... Thanks. Alright, we're gonna move you by 1. And we're gonna move you by 1. And we're gonna put the power pole, get the radar going again. And we are gonna say keep you at 50. And of course, there's no power right there. That's okay, we'll fix that. And we need to research alien technology. I did not realize that we had not researched this yet. But we can't research it yet because we don't have rocketry. So let's research rocketry, except we need explosives and flammables. So let's get on that. In the meantime, I'm going to take half of my alien things and put it in this requester chest. Unfortunately, I can't tell these to make the purple science packs, the alien science packs yet, because we haven't researched it. So we'll do explosives, we'll do flammables, we'll do rocketry, and then that should allow us to make the alien science packs, which we can then research the high-end tier technologies. Meanwhile, there's a few more train technologies, like I said. There's train stops. There's rail signals. There's rail chain signals, which take the same materials. And do we have the space? Not really. We can move this wall. There we go. Wall moved. Sort of. Great. That was explosives. We need flammables. What did explosives actually give us? We can make landmines. Or, no, we can make explosives. Which leads to landmines. Alright, get you out of there. Alright, we got some walls. And I'm being resupplied with walls automatically. That's always fun. Where are they? I'm just gonna make a few of those. I know I can go and pick them up, but we're gonna have you be those signals, and you be... I made those too close together again. There we go. Great, flammables. Where is... Oh, I can just click rocketry. Oh, there it was. These are actually all relatively short researches at this point for us. Say green circuits, we don't need 250, should be more than plenty. Okay, that should take care of that. Except for power, you're going to be our train station. And do that. I forgot to mark these off. We only need one, but basically these are signals. The trains can be automated and run on their own, which is actually the whole point of this. How did I get 2 logistics robots in here? There we go. But to have them automated, you need signals to... Basically, as the train passes, the signal will turn red, preventing any other train from getting too close and crashing. Oh, that was quick. We can now research alien technology. Okay. Arm there. Mark you off. And now we just need some power. And should be good. What are you? You're missing circuits. Too many. Okay. Let's take a few of these. Let's take a few of... No. Gonna take a few and drop them over here, but yeah, we just got a nice load. We've got some track, and our robots should bring us more as long as we stay in range. Two stations. Let's take them, or their stops, whatever. Semantics. Let's head down. And plan out a station. Do have actually a nice bit of copper here we should probably mine out at some point. Looks good, and that will provide us, while we're working here, any materials if we need them. So the train curves here are a little, I won't say strange, but they're in quarters, and you actually need to put a straight piece. Now there's some more stone there if we need it. So I'm assuming we're going to be getting most of our materials from the north, as we cleared it out just previous episode. So this is going to be the turnaround. Basically, you're going to have the trains come in, turn, and there's going to be a few slots here for unloading. I have to figure out the spacing at some point. Probably make at least 2 slots, or maybe even 3 for iron and 2 for copper. But like I said, I'll figure out the spacing at some point. Alright, so that's actually now connected up. don't really know how long of a space you need. Alright, so station, like, if it's on this side, it's for coming down. I want it to be going for going up. So we'll put it here. And I think that's about how much space. You know what? These are 3. I think I only need 3 on each side. Came from there. Also, yeah, the track is also a little weird. It's too wide, but you can't place it every block. I don't need these right now, and I don't need you right now. So we'll have the tracks on our little hot bar here. So do something like that for now. One, 2, 3. Is that where? That looks good. And I can always cut into the forest if we need more. How we oh. Yeah, so I realize I'm getting towards the end of the episode. At some point, probably about here, actually. I'll turn and go on a diagonal, which is also fun. Apparently, basically I don't want these to line up. I want to have a separate north track and a separate south track. That will make things much quicker. I'll want to go through the forest area here. See, there's actually a lot of deadish looking trees over here. And that actually, I believe, is effective the pollution. But the trees are helping to absorb the pollution. So it's not entirely a bad thing. Although, obviously, we want to limit the amount of pollution we're producing, so we limit our attacks. Basically, it's going to be a lot of track producing and laying. Now, I said previously, the new version does improve the track laying. I believe you can basically... Something you can do, you replace the first one and you go somewhere and it will calculate and route the track through. Now, I'm not sure. I'm going, like I said, not sure we're going to be able to go to the next version, or it will. Hoping it doesn't break my current game, and I just might have to rework how these smart chests are produced, their provider chest, the logistics chest, because they're based on the smart chest, which I believe has been removed. Alright, well. That got me some tracks. Getting some more tracks. Gonna say like, hey, make a... make a narrow space like that. And they're bringing me tracks. I'll need to end this. I just want to make sure the track coming to the station does not have a problem, like running directly into this one. The game does actually a pretty decent simulation of trains going through multiple corners. Oh yeah, that'll be pretty good. It does slow them down. It's not quite OpenTTD, if you know what that is. If you don't, it's sort of an open source version. Not sort of, it's an open source version of a game called Transport Tycoon Deluxe. And I'll have to go and pick those tracks up. But yeah, that's plenty of space. And yeah, this will go right in. Up a turn there. This one will come up and I think that's lined up. Now these keep getting in my slot there. Alright, that lines up. And then these tracks will be like right next to each other. Little gap. And I think I'll call that an episode. Not too much over compared to like some of the recent episodes. But basically between episodes, I think I will clean this track up and put in tracks, well, to somewhere. I don't want to go quite this far yet, but maybe I'll put them into this patch here. Here's a station, you can rename them. I'll call it like Iron 1, and then we can start off the next episode with setting up the actual unloading and the actual loading, and we can get a train running. And we'll then have to get this somehow worked into our existing iron production line. So that's it for this episode. Thanks for watching. I'll have to put some lights, and I'll see you guys next time. More Factorio.